This is the only filter wrench that you should buy, and the size is 7-9 millimeters. It is not 80 millimeters, as you will see, half internet or even more than half, and that's a problem. The number, actually these cups come with a number. Notice it's 904. 904. Let's check the diameter of this thing. It's not perfect, and I must say first, one downside is actually perhaps the only downside. This is half-inch drive. It may look small on camera, but it's actually half an inch. It's not 3/8 inch, so you need either to have access in there around the filter area for half an inch ratchet, or have an half an inch extension on your ratchet, because the area around the filter is kind of tight. I think you can pass a wrench in there, it's not that tight. I did measure this, and to me, between this point, the center here, and the tip here, in between these two float, it's 78 millimeters. And that explains why people who buy cups or wrenches, depends how you call this, that are 80 millimeters, when they put them on the filter, which is not this one, this is 79, but when they put them on the filter, they report a lot of play, to point that it may even get stuck on it, especially if it's one of the black metal, thin metal one, just like a little one. It may get stuck, but also at some point may slip, and I'll explain also why. But as you can tell, 79, 80, it's just 1 millimeter play gap, whatever you call it, and the play here, it's had the camera focus properly, it's minimal. Also, you have all the way here down to insert the wrench. It's not blocked by the filter case, so it's deep in there. One problem, which is not really a problem with this cup here, is that it's cast. I think they use a cast to mold this, and if you notice, perhaps here inside, it's very sharp. The cast was not very well done, so perhaps just grab a pliers or just push and just remove this kind of sharp pins at some points here. It's not going to be a problem. Perhaps it's not going to let just the cup drop fully. See, it kind of, this is how much it gets in there to grab it. I'm not sure what's this, maybe just look at my nail how much it is. It doesn't drop all the way, I believe, because of these sharp tips here. Perhaps you see this one better here. Anyway, this is, you can fix it yourself. Yes, I was saying this is an aluminum, I don't think aluminum is some, whatever alloy it is, but it's not too heavy, it's light, it's very stiff, it's rigid, it does not flex at all, and I believe it's fairly strong, because I don't know, I didn't try to hammer it, but it's fairly strong. I had used this in the past. 78, you find them, I did pay, maybe I was lucky, but I'm in Canada, I did pay $10 shipped. I think it was eBay, but just search for, probably I put a description in the comment section. The age, I'm not sure if you need to look for the age, but 904. 904 is the number typical for 79 millimeters. This is, again, is a genuine filter, and one of the reasons that you want one of these, let me just throw a word about the black ones. I'm not sure if you find the black ones which have thin metal and are kind of flexible, a little bit, not too much. Those black ones, yes, so I'm not sure you can find them in 79 millimeters, but because they are slightly flexible, they not only they have more play if they are 80 millimeter, but also because of that flex, it may kind of slip on the filter and get stuck, and it's annoying. You know, it's not the best part. Also, maybe you think that because this one is 79, an 80 millimeters is going to be quote unquote just 1 extra millimeter. It cannot have a problem, right? Wrong, because even this one, which is just 1 extra millimeter, does have a tiny play on there. I can tell you 1 extra millimeter is going to move quite a bit. It does not appear like this mathematically, but try it and you will see. One of the things is, why did I buy this? These filters which have a seal here, you need to put some fresh oil all around the seal so it's not hard to remove the next time. So with a little bit of oil, it should be fairly easy to remove. Also, these filters, and this is what I always do, these are hand tight. And by hand tight, it actually, this is just my point of view. I'm not sure if I did show this to a camera. This is the actual number. Hand tight also means one hand tight, not two hands tight. So the way I would tighten this thing here, I just screw it in until it touches here. And then once I feel the filter, the seal has touched the engine part, I will just maybe rotate 1/2 turn or so. It's not a lot, it's not tight, and I suggest do not try to unscrew it to feel if it's tight enough, because when you unscrew it, my experience is it kind of gets loose and then you want to tighten it some more, and that's when the problems start. I had one of these which was very stuck for some reason. Maybe I was too nervous the last time when I tightened down. It was very stuck, and the area there, it's a Sonata 1015 2.4. The area was plenty enough for one hand, but really bad to put a second hand on the filter. Anyhow, all this to say that I had an easy feeling when I felt this thing get stuck in there. I finally managed to break it loose. But that's when I went online and bought one of these. So now next time my arthritis is not going to hurt too much. But again, there are several scenarios where these filters can be very stuck. And I've read online, I did not have this bad luck. But for instance, when you buy a new car, majority of people will have it serviced, free oil changes and so on, dealership. Some people will just, for whatever reason, it doesn't void the warranty as long as you keep the receipts. They do their own oil changes, including during the warranty. Maybe they are far away from a dealership, who knows. And it seems that the first filter at the factory, when the car is new, those guys at the factory, for some reason, they tighten them really bad. So the first filter that you will ever remove from a new car, it may be very tight. So I'd say, given the space there around the the area of the filter, forget it. Buy one of these right away when you purchase your new car. Also, if you buy a used car, you never know who's the guy who did service it before. There is this idea that it's better to be tight or very tight than to be too loose. So you never know what you put your hands on. So $10, it's going to save your day. But again, keep in mind, this is only to remove and tighten the filter, break it loose. Basically, it is not to tighten it back. That's just my personal advice. Also, if you don't mind, I'm going to link you in the comment section. What I do, I use a empty, obviously, yogurt jar, and with that jar, you can unscrew a used filter. Well, when you drain your engine oil for an oil change, unscrew it without leaking a single drop of used oil on the floor or on your hands. So just a yogurt jar, I'm going to link you that video. It makes the job completely clean, at least on the filter side. On the engine side, I simply just, perhaps like many others like you, I just unscrew that plug with my hands, and I unscrew it until the last thread, and then I remove it right away upwards, and I don't smear oil on my fingers or hands, because engine oil used or worn worn engine oil. It's cancerogenic. Yes, it is. And I can tell you, this is one of the things that I like to talk about. Garages, mechanics, you may see them with gloves. Yes, but do they really remove those gloves after they change the oil, or do they kind of wipe their gloves on that old dirty rug? And then they put their hands, they step inside your car, put their hands on your steering wheel, everywhere inside, on your handle, everything, shifter, whatnot. Smear the worn, used engine oil, which is, again, cancerogenic. You smear it in your car, you smear it on your steering wheel. You put your hands on the steering wheel, put your hands on your phone, get inside your home. You get the idea. It's not fun, and I think it's a problem that we don't hear talking about enough. Again, I don't think all car mechanics, including dealerships, really pay attention to engine oil. Not to mention, I'm finishing this video, this is not really off topic. They work on engines. Work on engines is not just oil change. For instance, if you change a engine cover that's called the rocker cover gasket, well, that's full with oil. You will touch with your hands every single tool in your garage, touch and smear that oil everywhere in your garage. It's up to you to believe this or not, but I think people should be more aware of this serious problem, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, and look in the comment section.